And we're live. The Sketch Zone podcast is on the air. I am Carlos Gomez. And with us this week, we have our very first Thursday night podcast.
Oh, it feels great.
Number 2. Good. Google effects. Good play, Charlie. I don't have to talk about you this week. We have our first international, because we have talked to people that live in Canada, but that doesn't really count.
Cross town.
Yeah, that's just cross town. That's like saying, well, we talked to someone from Detroit. It doesn't count. Our first international guest.
Don't talk to people from Detroit though.
Dave Thunder from Down Under.
G'day, guys.
I love surprising each time they get giddy. They're like,
yeah.
What? You got sound effects?
Yeah. What was that?
like
That's awesome.
Public radio in like Oklahoma. Yeah. Talk radio. Yeah. We have sound effects.
Hey, Charlie, what's funny is take a look at Dave's name tag, right, in the lower thirds, right?
Yeah.
So when he first logged in, he was being all proactive and stuff, and so he had his lower thirds and stuff, right? But you know how they're always showing backwards?
Yeah.
Dave was like, I'm gonna go ahead and fix this because Carlos doesn't know what he's doing.
Oh,
and
he flip it?
It was backwards, and I was like, yeah, Dave. So thanks for trying to be, that guy.
I'm set up.
Dave is an artist. He took that shit into Photoshop.
He flipped it.
I did.
was like, yeah,
I did.
nice try,
I
bud.
don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Clearly, it's backwards. He probably was rushing.
Yeah,
snow
Australia.
tonight. I'm just gonna help him out.
No,
One less
it's
thing to think
Australia.
about. Oh, it's Australia thing, really?
Yeah. I told him.
Yeah, everything's flipped.
Since he's on the other side of the world, I told him what he could have done was put it on upside down, and then it would have made complete
Yeah, I
sense.
figured he just turn the whole thing upside down.
Yeah.
And everyone, that's my boy Charlie B. Williams III.
Hello. Oh, feels good to be back on the soundboard.
Okay, so
Hello, everyone.
Jack actually is going to be with us. He's going to be joining us, but he showed up to his house after work.
Reacting in Left 4
And half
Dead.
of LA has like rolling brownouts, and it's not even the good kind. Like when I show up, I'm a rolling brownout. I just show up, and everyone's like, "Hey, the party's here." No, so Jack's house, dude. No.
Sorry.
No.
Wouldn't be a brownout mean you wouldn't be there at all?
A brownout. Well, no. Brownout would be. That's what happens when I go to the bathroom. Brownout.
Yeah.
Oh.
That one I wouldn't. You could have cricketed that one.
Could have.
I would have completely.
But I did the
understood.
Jack thing. I skipped it. I was like,
Yeah, you're gonna feel the burn of that one. So yeah, Jack showed up to no power in his house, so he's gonna try to find either electricity or internet or something. So only God knows when he's gonna be on, but he will be on.
Jack's own version of Walking Dead. Just no power. I gotta get to the Starbucks. LA version.
Yeah.
I gotta find Wi-Fi.
Good.
Gotta find running Wi-Fi. Oh,
Coral!
so good.
Coral, turn on the. No.
Got 30% of my battery. Gotta get to Wi-Fi. Gotta get to the hotspot. Oh man. Sorry, Jack.
No, that's
Probably listening.
Poor Jack.
living in communism.
See you soon, Jack. You can do it.
Hey, speaking of Jack,
Yes.
I think everyone knows Jack actually works for DreamWorks TV.
Mm-hmm.
And really big news this week. Actually, earlier today,
Yeah.
Comcast, for those of you that don't know, Comcast is a cable provider here in the States.
Shout out to Comcast.
And they make pretty good money because they went ahead and laid $3.8 billion with a B dollars on the table for DreamWorks Animation.
Wow.
This is right after, I don't know how long they've owned them, but they bought NBC Universal, and I think they gave NBC Universal the money to then go out and buy DreamWorks Animation. And now they're just one big happy family.
Mm-hmm. So I'm assuming then everybody I don't know. We have to ask Jack and other people. It will be business as usual now with DreamWorks, or it'll try to get to that point, and they'll just have money back behind them so that they can continue making the great content that they make.
Yeah.
Right? It's just like a money.
Well, before I get into it, because I got a couple things that I want to point out. But Dave, did you hear anything about this? Are you even a fan of DreamWorks Animation?
Yes, yeah, and even without Jack here, yes, I am a fan. I follow a page on Facebook called Cartoon Brew, and they kind of keep me involved in all the chat. It seemed like they were going to do something in terms of maybe having a division now work to create a channel kind of like Cartoon Network and be in competition with them.
Yeah.
Because then they can pump all their like new shows and stuff to that network, and they would have to pay because it's like they're dead now.
Right. And so when
awesome.
I read the story this morning, and a couple things popped in my head. Number one, my first thought was, how cool would it be to have $3.8 billion?
Yeah.
I don't even care if animation or no animation studio. It'd be really
I'm good about for about $500,000 right now. I could use it, put that to good use in a nice house. So 2.8, I don't know. I just start throwing money at people.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah, for me, I would have the $3 billion in the bank, just doing what it do, and then I would have the 0.8 in bags of change.
In a checking account. Just
no. In bags of change in a big truck. So when I drive around, and it wouldn't even be in the bag, it would just be like in stacks of coins, just to have people look at me and be like, "What a dick."
See, I thought you were going to go the route of the like DuckTales, like a big vault with all the coins and dive into it.
Yeah, and in real life, you just knock yourself off.
Yeah, dude, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
You know what I would do? I would have this truck, and the back of it would be full of change, and I would do DuckTales, but I would have like all kinds of cameras around me, so everyone can see me on Snapchat.
You would live stream
I'd be
on
live
Facebook,
backstroking a bag of quarters, Very nice. Well played, Dave.
You would have to put the quarters in or something like that. You have to do something to make them buoyant. Some kind of weird gel, so it's not a stack of like.
That's not how it works on DuckTales. Don't ruin it, Charlie. All of a sudden he wants to be Bill Nye the Science Guy. Get out of here with that.
Really? Okay, moving on. Okay.
So then my second thought.
Okay.
My second thought was, and this is a little bit more serious, was Comcast is firming up their grip on content creation. So they went out and they bought NBC Universal, and then obviously they went and they got DreamWorks Animation, right? Mm-hmm. So they're no longer just a cable service provider. Now they're actually creating content. So they're a lot like what Netflix has been doing, but at a grander scale, right? So Netflix, when Netflix first came out, all they did was mail people CDs and DVDs, dare I say DVDs.
Blu-ray.
And then after a while they got into the Blu-ray. They started mailing Blu-rays, and then they started getting into streaming. They were streaming other people's content, so they were licensing that content. But then they started making enough money to where they started making their own content.
Grabbing people, making comedians.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what Comcast is doing. It's almost like they're following the Netflix business approach, but since they have a lot more money,
right?
Huh?
They're kind of by themselves, right? Because think about this: what other company, like, you go to them to get internet so that you can use things like Netflix, and they create content on services like Netflix, and they create regular TV content.
Right. Now, and hey, check this out, because now that you said that, you have Comcast, who's an internet service provider.
Mhm.
Just last year, 2 years ago, they were putting the kibosh on the connection speed to Netflix.
Oh yeah, they're throttling.
You remember
Throttling.
that whole net neutrality thing?
Mhm.
And so they were throttling Netflix content down. So now that they're creating their own content, you see where we're going with that?
Super fast, yeah.
Yeah. There was
No.
actually
They're
in
fast,
the article.
but they're going to be tampering with Netflix.
Now you get into some illegal activity, though.
Why?
Because now they're in the same. Now they're in the same industry.
Yeah.
So there's some anti. Is it called antitrust? Is there some?
It would probably be unfair business practices. I don't know if it's antitrust.
Because I don't know what it's called. It's something now that they're in the same division or industry as Disney, because Disney owns ABC, right?
Yep.
So.
But Netflix has nothing to do with either one of them.
Yeah, Netflix is like a little person in this grand fight, I would think. It's getting bigger, obviously, right?
Right.
They're like mid-sized, and these other guys are like the mega giants. Because I'm thinking Comcast, so somehow Comcast, but ABC is just the network on Comcast and all the other cable providers, right? So Comcast will still be bigger. Correct?
Not
How does that work?
necessarily. Okay, so check this out. So even though Comcast owns NBC Universal, it doesn't mean that Comcast has anything to do with what Universal does, right? So Universal can create content, and they know that they're just going to put it out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they're going to have a really good relationship with Comcast. But, so if Comcast is like, well, NBC stuff is going to stream a lot faster just because of who they are.
Give them a little
This net neutrality thing, by the way, net neutrality has been overturned, and it's like free internet supposedly for everyone. La, la, la. Not free, but like you can't throttle things down, right? But rules are made to be broken. La 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 la.
I think they've been doing a lot bit better. I mean, some people still hate Comcast, but I don't really have that many issues with Comcast. It's usually more so people's infrastructure, and then I know some people do have problems with Comcast, like their modems or whatever. But you get your own modem, right? And you pay for it, like you can get pretty good internet. And if your infrastructure, meaning where you're at, is good, right? Your cables aren't bad. Your building didn't do a facelift where it looks cool, but those cables inside your walls are like 50 years old, so you get like really slow internet. I don't know. I think they've been doing better because Comcast just upped Illinois' rate. I think for like a regular person, it used to be 50 back when we were talking about net neutrality. Now it's like default is like 75, I think.
Well, I don't know.
It's interesting.
Yeah, it'll be fun to watch to see what it is that happens. Hopefully, I mean, I know DreamWorks Animation was I want to say struggling.
They were. Their movies were bombing.
hopefully this will
Yeah.
breathe a little life into them and everything turned out good. Because I am a big fan of DreamWorks. I'm a big fan of animation studios in general.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
they have some good. I think they have some good ideas. I just hope they pick the right ones. I think some of the movies that DreamWorks did just wasn't how should I say this relevant enough to make a dent.
Sure.
Some of them are very nostalgic, but like Mr. Peabody and Sherman wasn't really, I think, a really really good hit for 2015 or whenever that came out.
Yeah.
Or some of the other ones. Whereas I think they have a couple other like pretty good like old school franchises that they should just do. So we'll see what they do. I'm excited to see what their movie is. Speaking of animation houses, also Carlos and Dave,
Yeah.
have you noticed a lot of like animations are coming out in the movie theaters, and you're like, who the hell are they? Like, is that just me? Or is that just me? Because there's like two movies like that. I'm like, who are you? And congrats for getting this much money for me to be seeing you in the theater right now. But who are you? Like, what studio are you? I've never heard of you. Like, there are people just coming out of left field because based on going to the movies last weekend. It's kind of cool, but like, I don't know where these like. There's two movies and like there's two or three animations where I'm like, never heard of you. I'm on the internet all the time and I've never seen this trailer before, and I'm wondering why am I watching?
Yeah.
am I a snob? I don't know, but
you are kind of.
I think it's interesting. It's kind of cool, people that studios are getting their shots and they're getting their stuff to mass market,
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple really fast things, and Dave, I swear we're going to talk to you.
We
about
are.
you.
We'll talk to you.
But a couple things.
No.
But a couple things real quick. So the world knows Prince passed away this past week.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you, I'm gonna put the link to this video on the show notes. But do yourself a favor. Midway documentary. If you go to youtube.com/Midway documentary CHI and take a look at the latest video they released.
That was a pretty funny one.
It was
very Charlie
there's this group called Spillanes, and they were talking about their experience when they first met Prince and just all this stuff. Dude, hilarious.
It's funny. It's pretty funny.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'll Dave, as a matter of fact, I'll send you the link. I wanted to make sure that I
Plug it.
that I mentioned it because it's so funny. I'm not going to do it any justice by trying to. It's kind of one of those things where when you see a really funny comedian, you're like, oh my god, and then he said this about his mother, and then blah 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 blah, and you never get it right. So I'm not gonna go that way.
Yeah.
So we'll put a link to the actually, let's see, we have the Q&A panel for those of you folks. I can't comment anyway. So anyway, and then there's one last thing. This is pretty big news too. After 58 episodes of the Sketch Zone podcast, one of our regular listeners, Landon Wilson, is actually giving Pinterest another try.
Nice.
He actually gave Charlie quite a bit of props. He sprinkled my name in there, thinking if I say Carlos's name, he's gonna say something on the. He's gonna say something on the show. Landon, it worked. I said your name on the show again.
Landon, thank you.
And the only thing I have to say about that is, just think, in another 58 episodes, he might actually start using Instagram.
Awesome.
So Landon, yeah, get on that. So Dave, are you on Pinterest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how you started.
He said it all enthusiastically
yes.
too. Was this before
So,
or
yeah,
after Charlie's rants?
Indoctrination.
So I signed up to Pinterest probably a couple of years ago and couldn't work it out and gave up. And then through watching you guys again and Charlie, I got back on and followed Charlie, and I feel like he's possibly the only person I need to follow because he has everything.
Oh,
there.
Yeah,
good.
and
Right
you know Charlie's trick. He just pins everything he sees. He doesn't.
Yeah.
There's no. He's got a board for absolutely everything, and he's just like, oh,
Don't listen
girdles.
to the haters.
Oh,
Sketchbone Nation.
Dogs,
Don't listen to the
toenails.
haters.
yeah,
To the haters.
toe corn pads.
Everything
And he just
on
pins
there
everything,
is
and then he.
calculated for a reason. It's also what I'm using for work. So hey, if you happen to need some NASCAR or racing reference, there's a new board up there for you. Some amazing stuff there too.
Nice.
But Dave, I salute you, buddy. Welcome to the
Welcome to
movement.
the show.
Welcome to the movement. I'm not talking about sketching.
No worries.
Oh no!
Welcome to the
I'm talking
movement.
about the Pinterest show.
Yeah, it's the movement, Carlos. How do you disrespect? You don't put respect on my Pinterest.
You got to put respect on Pinterest.
Sprinkle it on there.
Are you finished or are you done?
I'm good. I'm so happy.
I'm kidding.
You know how much Pinterest has been talked about in the first 30 minutes of the show? It's awesome.
How about it?
Jack would be like, I can only hope Jack's in a car looking for Starbucks, like just yelling, like, what?
He's like, I was trying to get on the show. You guys can keep it now.
This man pulled into a fast food restaurant. Scoop this. He's talking about Pinterest again.
Yeah. So Dave, how's that Pinterest thing going for you?
Yeah, I don't 100% know if I know how to use it properly yet, but I'm giving it a chance.
Yeah. I mean, I look at Charlie's waiting to jump in.
Looking at me.
One of the things I use it for, and it's kind of a big thing, if I know that I'm working on a project that I need ideas for, it's just basically an idea collector. So I was working on a logo that I had a cartoon character, and I just do a search for cartoon character logos, and then that shows up, and then it's just kind of like you just open Pandora's box.
Sure.
And then you collect a bunch of things that you feel might go with the vision that you're trying to accomplish.
I think it's a step further for you because you do a lot of illustration. When I'm doing, if my art director needs help on certain looks or whatever, because I usually pretty much can help art direct the scenes a little bit too, especially since at my job I'm a 3D lead, so I'm already doing lighting. That's like one of my things I like doing. So I'll search color palette, right?
Yeah.
Color palette in Pinterest. Pro tip: if you type in color palette, right? Underneath, it's almost like a when you take your picture, you have like the Instagram, you have the different looks that you can go through, like vintage, bright, like all those things.
The filters.
Pinterest will show you filters, and it'll show you a bunch of different ones: blues, grays, fall. It goes on forever. Like, follow along with me, students. Type in color palette right now if you're at the computer with me. And then just cycle through right underneath in the gray bar area. It'll show you like a bunch. Like the scroll doesn't end. I'm doing it right now. And then you I hit ocean. So then you get a bunch of like color palettes for oceans, and it's just different sunsets and like just the whole nine. It's cool. And some of them even you can even search like the RGB and like the hexadecimal numbers and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool. I mean, if you think outside the box with it, it's really good. And then the cool part about it, if you add to it, right, get the Pinterest little button, you can still use your Google searches and your Getty images, all that good stuff. If you do motion graphics, all that stuff, you can still use all that stuff and then just pin boards and stuff to that too. So it's great. I love it. Pro tip, moving on.
I think my learning how to use it coming from just like Facebook, Instagram, places like that,
Hmm.
where I didn't know what Pinterest was about, and I
Yeah,
thought, oh, it's somewhere for me to show my art, but it's not really that type of thing. It's more for me to collect things that might help with my work.
yeah. Which you can get it in there and do that if you create a board, like name your board, name it your stuff or whatever, and then when people start
Hmm.
liking that, that starts spreading out. So technically, you can infuse yourself into Pinterest also, because like
Yeah.
our
Yeah.
other buddy Mike Henry that comes on the show, Xantris, you type in his name, his stuff will show up, and he'll stuff have random stuff
Yeah.
show up from like years ago. He's like, wow, how's that? Where is this link to? So it's like it's cool.
Yeah.
I try to
I
search
was
some birdie
looking.
I
artworks.
was I was doing that where I have a folder for I called it my stuff. But then I liked everyone else's stuff so much better than mine. I just stopped collecting my stuff.
Oh
Oh
man.
no.
I'm sitting there. I'm like, how egotistical. I'm sitting here, my stuff, and everyone else's stuff is so much better.
You might. There's a board there you might like, Carlos. It's on mine. There's a motorcycle one. I don't know if you're pinned to. You really like that. There's some of the ones that kind of look like some of the bikes you would like too.
Yeah.
Under motorcycle concepts, it's good. Keep pinning on your stuff. Don't give up on yourself.
I'm gonna wait for other people to pin my stuff, and then I'll pin my stuff when someone else pins my stuff. So then when I pin my stuff, someone else is gonna come back and say, "Oh wow, he's pinning his own stuff, egotistical bastard."
Oh, I'll start pinning your stuff once I learn how to pin stuff.
Oh.
Oh, Dave.
So I learned something new about Dave just this week. I believe it was this week.
What'd you learn?
Um, that
Uh-oh.
that he switched from PC to Mac.
Oh, what are you
Oh,
doing?
I'm going to.
Oh, you're going to?
I'm
I thought
going to.
I thought
Yeah, I
you
haven't
made
yet.
Yeah.
I would say don't do it.
I would say don't fight it. I would say don't fight it.
Windows
Um,
10 is the reason why.
Oh.
That'll do it.
Pretty
Mm,
much. So
yeah.
I'm going to be able to use it now. I'm good. But I have a ritual.
I'm giving it
I'm
a
like-
chance.
Oh, I should probably give you a list of in the States how much stuff to turn off, and then you'd be good.
Yeah, how to fix
Right.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Right.
I feel like I shouldn't have to fix it. I need that list.
Yeah. I got programmer buddies. They're like, you want to turn this off, turn this off, turn this off, turn this off. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Works.
Notification.
Yeah, you can turn all that off. We'll talk
Yeah,
about it.
I need to turn and
Yeah.
yeah. Now that we're here, let's go here.
Yeah, cool. Let's do it. Let's fix Microsoft.
Not even fix it. I'm gonna complain,
Go ahead.
and I try not to, but sometimes
I saw your face. I knew it was coming.
and I know I've said this on the show before. When I'm drawing in Photoshop, and I have the companion, right?
Mhm.
I'm drawing in Photoshop. The stupid little thing comes out. Boop. Hey, do this or do that. Whatever the little alert
Mhm.
is.
Mhm.
All of my pressure sensitivity is gone.
I don't know what that is.
I have to either minimize or shut down, and then there'll be times where I'm trying to draw and stuff, and then where the pen is, it kind of sticks, so it starts either adding lines that I don't want there, or like the hand, I'm trying to pan around, and then I lift up on everything, and it's still panning around, and the pen's not even touching the damn thing anymore.
Really? You sure that's not a bug?
Dude, that thing, you have no idea how close to a frisbee that
Really?
stupid machine has.
You just toss it, make it feel real good.
Yeah, and then when it hits,
that tight where it feels good. Gotta wait till your hands.
I gotta wait to get that truck full of quarters and nickels.
Yeah. Like, it'll feel good leaving your hands. You'll be like,
Too poor. I'm too poor to be frustrated.
just deal with it. Yeah, those things can be frustrating. But I kind of like having a good graphics card, and just for the programs I need. Until Mac gets their act together, they're kind of showing their tail a little bit to me. This in 2016 because they're just not upgrading their workstation. Well, they need to give you a workstation.
Oh,
How about that?
Yeah.
When's the last time you guys had a workstation? An updated workstation. They've been focusing on iPad for a while. I mean, you got your iPad Pro, which is badass, right? That's cool.
Yeah.
But
I think they
what
just
it
made a deal. Those the iMacs are super powerful.
With shitty graphics cards, though.
Huh?
With shitty graphics cards, though. But they have the cores and stuff, obviously.
They got some iMacs with 4K and 5K and all kinds of stuff. So I don't know what constitutes a crappy graphics card, but all the ones that I've seen look really nice to me. The thing is, no one aimed
nice
for the Mac, so I mean, does it even matter?
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
For what some people need to do, but illustrators and all you guys.
Two programs.
No, you illustrators not the program.
I thought you said all you need is a graphics card strong enough to run Illustrator.
Yes, that's
or Paint. MS Paint.
I wish I said that.
Yeah. Oh man. So Dave, you're still on PC.
Respect. Yes, yeah.
Put some respect on my PC.
Respect on your PC.
I think my thought of changing is just purely for something different. I don't even have any experience to know what Apple's going to be like for what I need, but I'm just so fed up with Windows at the moment.
Yeah.
You can always go Linux.
You can also go paper and pencil, but that's not going to accomplish anything.
Start computing. By hand.
He's got an abacus and a box of crayons.
Can't talk. I got to figure out how to draw.
Just calculating and drawing at the same time.
Got to figure out the math to draw this circle. Go ahead, we digress.
But we digress. So, explain to us your process.
Yeah.
You draw on a piece of paper and then you throw it at your PC.
Yeah, I draw on a piece of paper, fill myself with massive amounts of self-doubt, and then cry in the corner.
Come back to it 2 days later and, all right, let's start.
Exactly, yes. No, okay, so yeah, I definitely like starting on paper and drawing with a pencil. I definitely feel a disconnect with sketching on the Cintiq. But, however, I've just recently got the iPad Pro and put a anti-glare screen protector on it, and it actually feels like paper now. So I'm starting to head that direction for sketching.
From the screen, really? It feels. Is that thick? It feels tactile. Oh, that's kind of cool.
It's got like a matte texture on it, and it slows the pencil down. Before I put on a drawing on the iPad, just because it felt like super shiny glass and the pen would just slide all over the place. Now actually it's got some grip and texture to it. And what that's going to do to my tip, though.
Yeah, how is that? That's what I was going to ask you. Everything works still the same? You don't see any
no lag.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, no, that
good.
that iPad Pro is serious business, and if you're worried about the tip, don't, because it'll probably, what happened to me might happen to you, where I'm very anal about making sure that my technology is safe. And I dropped my pencil, and it landed exactly on the tip, and it bent.
Oh no!
How annoying!
You could have all the anti-glare you want. It didn't. Glare was not an issue when.
I bet some choice words come out.
Oh, did they? Oh, did they?
Yeah, how do you land it right on your?
Right on the tip, dude.
See, I always worry about that with my Cintiq pen. I see these pictures on like Facebook and stuff of people's pens that just burst apart, and you can see the chip inside and everything. I think if that happened to me, like I'm out. I can't do anything for days then.
Yeah.
Is he? Oh, he is there. Yeah, that's. It is what it is. I mean, I'm not really sure how they can make it any better. I know Wacom is working on the some new technology and blah blah blah. So I don't know. I think Apple's the closest to. Well, I can't even say that because the feel of. So the feel of the pencil, I like the Apple Pencil. And Dave, you can chime in on this. The feel of the Apple Pencil feels really good, but kind of like you said, the contact on the actual device, if it's shiny or if you don't have that anti-glare on there, it just feels weird.
Yeah, definitely.
Does that affect your artwork at all?
Yeah, in the beginning it definitely did. When I first got the iPad and started sketching around on it, I thought I'm not going to be able to do what I need to do on this. Then went looking on some forums online and found lots of recommendations about this anti-glare screen protector, and 100% better. Love it now, more so than paper at the moment.
Nice.
Wow, nice. Yeah.
And as far as wearing your tip down, you can do what I do. Ever since I dropped my my pencil, I actually have a pencil bag that I have in my backpack. So then in there I have a pack of 4 tips, just so I can drop my pencil at least 4 times.
Nice.
Yeah, backups. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're relatively cheap. I forgot. It was probably not even $10 for the 4 tips. I don't know what that translates to.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Probably like $100 in Australia.
Now that you say
the exchange rate's horrible.
Yeah. Now that you say that, I don't even know if we clarified where you're actually from.
Oh, yeah. I've got a piece of paper here. I can show you with Australia approximately where I would be. Let's see if you can see this.
Lives in Australia. Look at that artwork.
How's that?
Okay, so you live in Batman symbol.
Right?
Yeah, cool. And it's wicked.
A good seat for the fight.
So let's talk about Australia for a second. So everyone lives on the edges.
Sure.
Everyone lives on the edges.
Yeah. There's a few silly people who live in the middle.
Isn't it like the population of like California, right, or something like that in the whole continent, or something like that?
Yeah, we've got about 22 million people in Australia.
Oh, how many people are in New York City?
About probably 23 million.
Yeah, I always found that fascinating. Like, that's like a state or so. It's like so interesting.
So how many million in
23. you said.
23 million. Okay, so in 2014, and this might not be an accurate number because we all know, like in California, we all know the population
We got
number
another 4
might be
million
deflated.
undocumented.
Yeah. Thank you, Charlie.
Yep, there you go.
We have yeah. So in 2014 there was 38.8 million people in California.
Let's not even pick that. we can pick Texas because Texas is like huge. So I'm trying to figure out a state we can say. Australia's size of. Like how many people are in Florida?
Yeah, so I think in terms of like size comparison as well, Australia and I guess Northern America are sort of a similar in size.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
And just to give you an idea, in Illinois, 2014, in Illinois, there's 12.88 million people. So it's right in between Illinois and.
Yeah. We're like a Rocky story, but we can give you a run for money if we try to invade you ever. You gotta have everything in order. Because we got that 12 million strong.
Right. Plus we have in Illinois, we have Chicago. Yeah. Everyone there is violent, so we don't need that many. That exchange rate, the exchange rate is phenomenal when it comes to violence.
It's multicultural, so we can just say those are our Vikings, what you would call Vikings today. They don't care.
Nice.
They will fight their cause to bring it back to their city so they can make their other lives better. Yeah, they're Vikings. Yeah. How cool an analogy is that? Okay, let's move on. I'm on fire tonight. Let's go.
Yeah, you are.
Just Cubs hats and Cubs out and socks outfits and like Vikings. Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine like the
Dave is like, I'm not worried. Dave is like, I'm not worried until I start seeing a lot of Michael Jordan outfits.
Yeah.
Oh, snap. Like flaming basketballs. Sorry. Come on, this is getting weird and stupid.
So Dave,
sharpening of bats.
What does sharpening bats?
Yeah, because they'd be pointy. Because
get out of here.
Swords.
Get out of here.
Sorry.
We've got boxing kangaroos, guys. Like, look out for that.
But until you can teach those kangaroos to do drive-bys, we got you, dude.
No, koalas do the drive-bys. Drop bears.
Someone draw a picture. Send it to my Twitter account, or like link it to me. I want a koala just staring out the window, just like
just mean mugging.
He's like he's like got like a koala leaf like rolled up in the shape of a blunt. you could lift the leaf. Aren't they like?
He's got a eucalyptus blunt.
Because aren't they like euphoria? Like they like.
Yeah, they chill
like
them out.
They're addicted to them. Because it releases like a what is it? Addictive agent or whatever, like whatever it is inside those leaves.
The good stuff.
The good stuff, as they call it.
Yeah. Speaking of random Australian trivia, what does Friday Arvo mean?
Oh, what is that?
Sure. Friday afternoon.
Oh, you guys just
Friday Arvo?
You guys just create your own words.
Make a word, huh?
Yeah.
Australia's like, we're out here by ourselves. We're gonna make our own words.
Because we all live on the coast. It's called what? Is it Friday Arvo?
Arvo. A-R-V-O.
Yeah, A-R-V-O.
I could probably school you on like so many abbreviated Australian words that you'd be like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, we can go back and forth, buddy. Because I probably have some words. You'd be like, what the hell are you talking about?
Because if you've never been to Alabama, boy.
Alabama mixed with the hood, sprinkling a little bit of Indiana in there.
Nice. I've been to the US, but I've never been to Alabama before.
Or Indiana, I bet.
What parts of the U.S. have you been to?
Last year, my wife and I had our honeymoon over there. We took a 15-and-a-half-hour flight to get to LA, and then a further 4-and-a-half-hour flight to get to New York. Started in New York, went New York, Washington, then we flew to Calgary, Banff, Canada, then to Las Vegas, then to Los Angeles, and then finished in Hawaii.
Whoa, nice.
That's an anniversary trip.
I know. Someone's showing off.
Yeah, stop stunting. Now, Dave.
I know.
Dave's like flying
It's
over.
like after she
Calgary
said
right
I
now.
do, that was it. You had her. You tricked her. It's a done deal.
Yeah.
He's like, keep it going. He's like, babe, we're not just going to L.A. We got like 17 other stops
I know.
before we get home.
Hey, Charlie, you see? That's why he didn't get an iPad Pro last year, because he's not all gallivanting throughout the United States.
Yeah.
You could have had an iPad Pro and been productive.
Naming spots I ain't never been to.
I know.
Wait a minute. So, how long were you in each city? How long were you? Like 1 or 2 days?
Sure. So some places we stayed a week, other places like 3 or 4 days. I think the shortest time might have been Washington. I think we only spent 3 days there, but besides everything else, it was like 5 or 6 days.
Were you gone for a month?
Yeah, month and a half.
Yeah.
Whoa, nice.
I have a programmer buddy at work. I don't know what it is with Australians just taking trips. They're like long, but he has some
We love
buddies. He has some buddies that like are visiting and have been here for like months, and they're like, oh, we're gonna fly up to like Seattle.
That's called relocation.
Yeah, we're gonna fly up to Seattle. Then we might like chill out. I was like, wow.
So not to like persuade you guys to invade us, but out of that 22 million people we have in Australia, at any given time, there's probably only like 80 of us here. We're out traveling.
Your house is as good as a mob. Dude, way too many people in Chicago listen to this show for you to be saying that many people leave at any given time.
That town Airbnb is probably amazing over there. Staying in
You better start getting those bars on the windows right now.
Be like, oh, they haven't been here in 4
By
months.
Saturday, Arvo.
Yeah. Now, do you guys use the term holiday?
Nice.
Or is that not?
Yeah,
is that
yeah.
Okay, so
Go on holiday.
extended holidays, huh? Yep.
Yeah.
So now,
yeah.
do you
definitely.
actually, Dave? Do you actually work for yourself or do you work for someone?
So I do freelance illustrations. So yeah, I work for myself.
Nice. So as the boss, you can pretty much do whatever you want.
I'd probably say I'm 2IC. My wife would probably take the title of boss.
Nice. Well played, sir.
Yeah, she's probably listening at the moment, so
I'm sure she
she'll
is,
get that.
Hi, Mrs. Dave.
Plug. Thanks for letting us talk to your employee on his lunch hour.
I know. She's What you don't see, hey, Charlie. What you don't see is she's at the door right now, like tapping on her watch, like.
No, it's no watch. It's cue cards. This is strategic. Say my name now.
Yeah.
She's like, Dave, this podcast is coming out of your vacation time, Dave.
Yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up, guys. I want to travel some more.
Yeah, Dave doesn't go on vacation. Dave takes his wife on tour.
Yeah. It's funny. I actually came with me to a comic convention in Melbourne 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So I do take her on tour.
Nice.
Yeah.
Attaboy.
She's your manager, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that for a
That's
second.
awesome.
let's talk about the comic convention
Sure.
and your experience with that. Is it what made you want to be in this Comic-Con?
Sure, yeah, that I guess that sort of connects me to how I got into this as well. I'd always loved going to comic conventions, and my favourite part of them was always Artist Alley, going in and seeing what all the guys were creating, a lot of the indie projects and things like that. I met a guy, Sean, runs this booth called Comics to Movies, and I got chatting to him for like half an hour, 45 minutes. And what he was all about was he would help Australian artists who couldn't travel around to all of the different conventions show their work. So he'd commission them for different things and get pictures and prints happening, and then take their art all over Australia and now all over the world as well. And yeah, he hit me up, and I sort of got involved through him. And then every time he came to Adelaide, he'd have me as a special guest artist at his table, and I'd sketch for people, do pictures, things like that. And then eventually that kind of evolved into me traveling around and doing my own thing as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is very cool. So what made you get into art just in general?
Sure. When I was young, you know, I guess everyone's got a really similar story of where they drew just all the time. My main thing was cartoons. Watched a mad amount of that, and then I just had this like need to draw everything that I thought was cool. So that's where the love for Ninja Turtles come in as well.
Yes.
So yeah, so I just started out drawing everything that I loved and continued on that way. But in the beginning, I had no idea you could actually make a career out of it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And at what point did you realize that you could make a career out of it?
Probably 6 months ago.
What? Nice. Nice. Not what I was.
Let me point out that he waited to get married before he figured out that he could make money.
Yeah,
doing
he
this.
figured it out while he was traveling. While he was on tour. Oh, wait a minute.
Something tells me Mrs. Dave might be an angel.
Yeah, definitely. No, so what? I had no idea, you know, what jobs were out there, or even did I think that my work would be of the caliber that anybody would ever actually want to fork out some dollars for it. I guess I'd always worked in retail straight out of high school because there wasn't many other options. It was like you either go to uni and study something, or you get a job in retail. So I didn't feel I was smart enough to do the uni route, so I went into retail.
That's kind of funny. Well, when I worked in retail when I was in college too, but I got out of that as soon as I possibly could.
Yeah, I did too. I did it for like 2.5 years after college.
Yeah.
Store managing and stuff, so I can stay.
I got out as quick as I could as well. I did it for 12 years.
Oh. Yeah.
So right when you found your sugar mama, you're like, I am out. I'm drawing for the rest of my life.
Yo, that's like a moment of silence. It's like 12 Black Fridays and 12 Christmas seasons. Oh.
Yeah.
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 You did.
Yeah. And most of the job was working weekends and public holidays as well.
Oh, come on! You had this shitty schedule too.
Not to mention the daily arvos.
Yeah. Every day there was an arvo.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. I'm trying to be Australian and it's horrible.
Every day had Friday afternoons. That means you got no work done. Oh man.
Oh no.
So
But yeah, so I did retail for way too long, and then I don't know, people were just saying to me like, "Dude, you can draw. Like, why are you wasting your life doing something that you hate?" And I started looking into it and chatting to people like similar to yourselves, and finding out how I could go about it. I first of all thought I could get in maybe making T-shirts with my designs, and tried that out, and that failed
Oh,
ridiculously. And then
yeah.
yeah,
I can see
then
that
from
being
there
hard.
sorry,
Keep going. I can see
yeah,
that being
yeah,
hard.
for
Yeah.
sure. It is. Yeah, I spent way too much time. Everybody wanted a custom T-shirt, and in order to spend the time doing a custom T-shirt, and then like I did all the printing and the heat press myself, and then at the end of it, they only wanted to pay $20 for the T-shirt. So I was like, this is heading totally in the wrong direction. And then I decided, well, maybe if I just concentrate on the drawing side of it and let someone else take care of the printing and the T-shirts, and I
Hmm.
sort of headed in that direction then.
Yeah.
And then yeah, just dropped T-shirts altogether. Met Sean from Comics to Movies, and sort of started forging a path that way.
nice.
Nice. Yeah.
Have you gotten
Thanks.
into cartooning at all, or like animation cartoons?
No, not as of yet, and I guess I'm still really new here as well. It was 5 years ago is probably the point where I made the decision. I'm going to do this full time,
Hmm.
and I started working anytime that I wasn't at my day job. I was drawing or trying to do commissions and work for clients, and I yeah, just for months on end, not have a day off or anything, trying to work towards that end goal of eventually quitting the day job and becoming full time freelance. It took 5 years to get to that point, and I kind of
Wow.
realized. I guess I was always trying to get the daytime job to come down to part time and the illustration to come up to part time to make a full time job before I'd quit. But the only problem in thinking like that is you just don't have the time to dedicate to the bigger projects and get them in on time. So the only way I was ever going to make it as a full time illustrator was quit my job and just go for it.
That's awesome. So you just had to put the full time in, right?
Definitely.
Get the practice and the repetition going, so that each drawing you get better and better. That's good.
Yeah.
It's like a
Yeah, for
leap of
sure.
faith, though, right?
Do you work with a what's it called? Someone who represents you. What is that? A manager? Not
Agent,
a manager. An
agent.
agent. Do you
Sure,
work
an
with?
agent. Yeah, I don't yet. I've been recommended that it's probably a good idea, but at the moment, I kind of feel like I'm doing a good enough job of representing myself. I haven't been without work. It seems that just as one project with the company is finishing up, there's a couple on the back burner ready to go. I
Mm-hmm.
imagine once that will probably run out eventually, and I'll have to look into options of maybe being represented. But while it's working for me at the moment, I'm just going to continue representing myself.
Very cool. Yeah, and you might be that one, not that one, that personality or your skills. There's a lot of people out there that are doing this without representation, and you might be one of those.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Especially with your style. Your style is so unique and cute.
Thanks. Yeah, cute's definitely a word that describes my style. I had to become okay with that a long time ago.
Yeah. Cute, cute.
So your style does lend itself to children's books.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
Uh, have you worked on any children's books? Do you have any children's books of your own?
I do. Yeah, yeah. Yes, just conveniently as you click on my most recent children's book. Great segue. So
It's getting better.
I'm working on it.
I've always wanted to get into children's books, and all of my art and the style you were talking about is everything's aimed at kids. I just get like the biggest feeling from seeing a kid at a convention or something and run up to one of my prints, yelling out how much he loves it or how cute it is, or I just think because kids are so honest, I guess.
Yeah.
And if you can, I just love putting smiles on people's faces. That would be the main thing I want people to get out of when they look at my work, is if they laugh, if I can get a laugh out loud or something out of them, then I'm happy. So yeah, kids' books has always been where I've wanted to head. And luckily enough, a writer in Melbourne, Matt Nichols, contacted me and said, "Hey man, I love your style. I think it would suit a book I want to write." And we sort of got together to self-publish it. We did it on Kickstarter to get the funds together to get the thing printed. And yeah, that only just got released at the comic convention a couple of weeks ago.
Nice, congratulations! And so
Thank you.
You did perform the Kickstarter successfully.
Yes, we did. We it was close. It was definitely close. Halfway through, we thought, yeah, this probably isn't going to happen. And then some great people come through in the end and helped us out. So I think we were just overfunded, which was good.
Awesome.
Nice, good. Yeah, that Kickstarter thing. I don't know what would make it less nerve-wracking. But it's like the very beginning. Well, I guess the thing that would make it less nerve-wracking would be like a day or two in, you're successfully funded. Then it would
yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they say that the very beginning and the very end is kind of like the make or break.
Definitely.
Part of it. So if
you need a strong start for sure.
But that's cool. Congratulations on that.
Cheers.
How was the book received at the Comic-Con?
Really, really well. Fantastically. That's the other thing. We probably had like 150 something backers on Kickstarter. So you're like, okay, cool. Out of the thousands of people that might follow you on social media, 150 people have liked it, and you think, I really hope that it's not just those 150 people who like my book. And at the comic convention, we sold more, which was good, because children's books at comic conventions don't always go great, because they're not Marvel, or they're not any of that mainstream media. So we're wondering how it would go, but we sold extra copies. People were coming to get photographs with me and signatures with on their book. So it blew me away.
Wow, really? That's cool.
So cool. So I'm trying to figure out, maybe the book hasn't been out long enough yet, but
yeah.
What do you think? How do you think the book being successfully funded, and it's in print, and it's here you are with some backwards letters again. What?
That's Snapchat. Snapchat flips it.
Wait.
Okay. Like, maybe he's dyslexic.
No, in Australia, that's how books are printed, and we have to read them backwards. Everything's
You have to read them in the mirror. You have to look at it.
You're like, it's more fun that way.
How do you think the Kickstarter and the book being printed and everything, how do you think that's going to influence your career, I want to say company, but I don't know if that's the right way to say
like
it.
my brand.
Brand would probably be a better.
Yeah. I think well. My main thing is I guess I put just so much effort into this book and the characters that hopefully if there's other people out there who want to book Illustrator or publishing companies, if we can get this in front of their eyes, they might see it and want me for extra projects and things like that. Does that answer your question? I might not be heading in the right direction.
No. That it makes sense to me. And
Mhm.
I had just thought of that question because of the book, and obviously there's people out there that don't know. um, so if you work for a company, I guess
Right.
this is where I'm trying to get to. If you work for a company, they're gonna feed you your work, right? You're gonna
Yep.
get the paycheck, and they're gonna feed you your work, and you know that unless something happens, you're basically going to you're basically fed work and money, right?
Yep.
As a entrepreneur, as a freelancer, as a contractor, you own your own company. You're always doing a project that's going to build a bigger foundation for you.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Yep.
So that's kind of the direction I was going towards. The fact that you got this project, and something tells me you guys were going to work on this project no matter if Kickstarter was going to be funded or not. It just makes it a lot easier
Correct.
when it's funded, right?
Yeah.
So
And shortens the timeline of when we can release it.
right. So I think that's it. It might not even be as much of a question as it is almost like a pep talk for other freelance artists that are out there. Don't be afraid to get in to find a writer,
Right.
and work with them. Can you elaborate on that and talk about your experience with this writer?
Oh, for sure. So I guess I'll probably just quickly say not every picture you're scrolling through at the moment I drew.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to hurry up and flip through the ones that aren't yours, that I know aren't yours.
Yeah. So on Instagram, every Monday I share an artist that inspires me on Instagram. So every kind of like 3 or 4 pictures you get to are going to be somebody else's work.
Sure.
If you want to go to my portfolio, you'll probably find my pictures. Yeah, then top left. Yeah, there you go. You got it under control. All right. Yeah. So I guess I've got 2 perspectives to go from here as well. I've had the project with Matt Nichols where he approached me, and then I also have a current project where I'm going to approach a writer to help with a book that I want. So in terms of the process and how Matt and I went about this, he had seen my work. We knew each other but didn't know each other fantastically. I'd met him at a couple of conventions before and we'd had a bit of chit-chat and so forth, but he got in contact with me about this book, flicked me through the details and the writing so I could read through and see if it would suit my style. I guess it's hard. You want to do projects, but I don't want to put anything out there that's not my style, or I don't want things in my portfolio that I don't want to do again. If that makes sense, like if you do
Let's
a kind
about that.
Sure.
Because and I know we're completely derailing off of the original question, but that's a really good point that we've never talked about on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Because people always ask, what should I put in my portfolio? And your remark is the perfect answer. Don't put in your portfolio something you don't want to continuously do.
Yeah, spot on. Exactly right. And then with that's why anytime I get requests, I'll say weekly, for some unknown author wanting to have me illustrate their book, and I've nearly got to the point where I need a generic email to send back to them to see if they're actually planning on ever going ahead with doing anything with it. There seems to be a lot of people who, this is going to sound horrible, but have kids and then think they can be an author. I don't mean any disrespect like that, but a lot of people think that and don't. They have no idea of the process or what actually goes into illustrating a children's book. I get an email saying, they need it finished by the end of this month, and it's like the 15th or something, and you're like, do you realize a children's book can take months to illustrate, and they just have no idea. So yeah, that's one hard bit of it. But when Matt sent through the book to me and I had a read through it, I just thought, oh, this is perfect. Like, you couldn't have picked my style better. Like, I think in most of my about me's, I say I love drawing creatures, monsters, and crazy characters, cute kids. Like, it's just with each page I turned, I just knew already in my head what image that page was going to be. I'm like, oh yeah, he's totally going to be doing this, and then like the monster's going to fart in grandma's face on this page, and it just went so well. It just worked so well.
Usually what you think of.
Yeah, definitely. I think sometimes we underestimate kids, and you can put a lot more adult material in a children's book, and they get it to the level that they've been exposed to. So I really like putting things in my book that the adults are going to get a kick out of, and the kids are going to get a different kind of kick out of.
Yeah, different type of feel. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to talk about your process. I want to focus a little bit more on it.
Sure. Digital or traditional?
Either or.
Okay.
Whatever gets you to this, to your final product.
Sure.
Because your gradients are fantastic. Everything is super cute. Your style is very consistent.
Thanks. You go.
I was just going to say, where did you learn your technique?
Sure. So I never. Hopefully, I might push us off onto another tangent, but I have got no formal training. I've never been to school for anything. I tried. I have the classic story of being sucked in with a graphic design course, thinking that it would be illustration based, and get me into an illustration career. And then after being told by my lecturer that my portfolio was too illustration heavy, and me replying with, exactly, that's what I want to do. I dropped out and went, yeah, this isn't for me. I'm gonna teach myself. All my inspiration comes from places like Instagram and other artists and things like that. And there's like a core group of people who have influenced me and my style. But mainly what happens is I really love pushing characters as far as I can, over-exaggerating things. So as soon as I start off with a picture, it's like loose as, there'll be scribble and lines anywhere, and it'll barely look like anything, and then I just continue to refine from there. And then even once I've got a character made, I then, if it's on the computer, I'll lower the opacity and I'll go over it and I go, what can I over exaggerate? What can I push to make this thing almost look weird? Like, how can I get it as far away from what it probably should look like? Oh, there's a koala for you. A Mexican wrestling Australian koala.
Just got done smoking some eucalyptus.
High on like eucalyptus steroids.
Yeah, definitely. And Jack's here.
I am. I got my power back.
Hey.
Could you go beat up, Jack?
Sorry.
Hello,
I can't
nice to meet you. Sorry, I am so horribly late.
It's okay,
Yeah,
Jack.
it's all right.
But you're here now.
Aha.
Yeah. Thank you
you've
for
got to catch up, Jack.
thank you for
We're
coming.
well into the Arvo already.
Yeah. Welcome to Thursday Arvo.
Really?
Friday Arvo here.
There it is. There it is.
Don't mind me. Keep going. Keep going.
Okay.
So you really push your characters, and then on the computer you get them to where.
Yeah.
This was
Yeah,
awesome.
to a point where I just want to go.
That's
There's a
eucalyptus
point
right there.
to pushing it too far. But
That's what eucalyptus looks like when you're
That
smoking
is,
it.
yeah,
Eucalyptus.
standards on that stuff.
That's why I want to put. That's like a meme. That eucalyptus though.
Yeah. So Jack, we're talking about koalas
We're all
smoking
over this
eucalyptus blunts.
Jack is like, this is why I need to be here at the beginning. Keep you.
Yeah.
Because we've been all over the place. It's been amazing.
Yeah. Hot mess.
Definitely.
Definitely want to, but yeah, Dave, keep going. I definitely want to keep hearing this process because it feels like when I was studying your work before the show, like it feels like a lot of your characters just like pop off the screen. You know, you go from this like more of a
Thanks.
illustration, like cartoon. I want to say TV cartoon type style, and then you get very, very when you really want to push your gradients and whatnot. You get really 3D acting is the best word I can say.
Some depth to it. Yeah.
And like I know that's like was a planned thing on your part, but like, can you talk a little bit about how you develop that particular style? Is that more for when you go for like your illustration books and your kids books and stuff like that, or because I feel like that's like really yields itself to that.
Yeah, for sure. So I guess after the sketch process, and I get the finished character that I'm ready to take into Photoshop and start, I guess, like rendering out or painting. I guess I concentrate on the shapes and the forms to try to get them to come out as well as possible. This is a hard question. God.
Do you use it? Do you use a special brush set?
Yeah, like
a special Photoshop. Well, actually, I'm assuming that you use Photoshop. Do you use Photoshop?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Photoshop's like the one and almost only program to do finished artwork. I use Sketchbook Pro sometimes and Clip Studio as well, Illustrator sometimes, but Photoshop's the main one. Normally with brushes, I only use one, and it's like a factory set. It's like a round brush, but it's got slightly tapered edges and a little bit of fall off with transparency, and that's about it. Recently, with the children's book, I wanted to go a little bit different and add some texture in there. So I had one of Kyle Webster's brushes I tried out for that, and that gave me a real cool texture on there. So I'll probably end up using that in the future, but I do like that smooth that shading that you see in most of my pictures.
Yeah. And then you also put texture in your after you're shading also, right? Is that like a
Yep. Sometimes. So not with everything. I like when you do a picture and you get a contrast between having smooth elements and then rough surfaces or patterns in things. Sometimes I'll overlay, and mainly it's like concrete or cracked textures that are very, very subtle, that you know there's a texture there, but it's not just glaring in your face.
Right.
And that's just to add some interest to the picture.
It's cool.
Yeah, I'm assuming that this picture up here, and if you're listening on iTunes, you can go to David Atze, ATZE, .com, and you'll be able to check out his work and what we're talking about. I'm assuming this is the children's book that you that you helped out with, or that you did the Kickstarter
Yeah,
for?
so this is their bonuses for the Kickstarter backers. They're like a collector card set for the main characters.
What's the book about?
Sure. So the book is based on Matt's son. Virtually at bedtime, making up any excuse whatsoever to not have the door shut so the monsters don't come out, and also any excuse for him not to go to bed. The classic ones of I've got to go to the toilet, or can I get a drink of water?
Right.
All of those things that the kids would say so they can delay going to bed.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you about this. Dude, I love this. I wanted to ask you about this picture here.
Sure.
I know that it says that you collaborated with Ewan.
Yep.
Yeah. It's either he has a stutter or the same first last name.
Yeah.
He's just.
Can you describe this piece? Because this is based off of the Scotty Young's "I Hate Fairyland"
Definitely
comic series. I believe it's a whole entire series.
Yeah, it's a big.
Yes.
Trey Baker.
Explain this. Was it just a fan art piece, or did you get contracted for it, or what's the story behind this?
Yeah, so what happened, like we were talking about earlier, people inspiring me, Scotty Young's definitely one of those main contributors to my style and sense of humor as well. As soon as I found out that he had independent or his own creator-owned idea coming out, I just jumped on that straight away, got every copy, was reading it religiously, and putting out anything I love I have to draw. I just have that feeling where I have to draw this. So I kind of did like a tribute piece to it, and I think you may be able to find that on my in my portfolio under fan art as well, my original piece that I'd done. And what I did was, after the piece was finished, tagged Scotty Young in it, and I got a like and was like incredibly pleased with that. And I then recognition, woo!
Major.
Yeah.
My hero likes me. He really likes me.
Scotty Young is awesome. He's a really cool guy too.
So
I like
then
that he actually does it.
Oh, for sure. No, he's so cool. I then got my digital inked lines and put them up on my Instagram and on my Facebook page, just for anybody who was maybe interested in learning how to color or do things digitally, but maybe didn't have the illustration skill to draw a picture. I said, here's my lines, and I uploaded the high-res file and said, tag me in any pictures that you paint, create, whatever you do. I'd love to see your rendition of coloring this. And Ewan got in contact with me, and he's like, dude, I really want to paint this. He does a lot of traditional painting, and he actually printed lines out and painted, I think it might have been over the top of it, totally traditionally, and came up with that.
She's red.
And it's amazing. What then happened from there was we obviously both were tagging Scotty Young in, and he got in contact with us and asked if we would mind putting the collab in one of the comic books.
Oh, wow.
We said yes.
Yeah, that's the point when you're like, duh.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, who turns down Scotty Young?
Yeah, he's a good one.
Yeah.
So other than Scotty Young, who are some of the names that you look up to or that stand out to you?
Sure. So absolute top of the list for me has always been Mike Henry. I know you guys hang out with him a bit.
That's the man.
Whatever, overrated.
Whoa.
Whatever. Everyone's always kissing his ass. Whatever.
Yeah.
He's actually out in Germany now.
Yeah.
But I kid. But yeah, he's so good.
Yeah, I started following him on DeviantArt back when I was in high school, and just
making me feel old.
Gee, how dare you?
I'm so sorry. I just had a moment.
Did he just say high school?
High school. Oh, that means we were in college.
I'm still quite bored though.
Yeah, I get I get people in their early 30s trying to tell me how difficult life is when I reach their age. I'm like, I can't even imagine. Go to hell.
Nice.
Sorry, Dave. Just so I know, how old are you, Dave?
I'm 30.
Oh, it's not that bad.
Not that
That's
bad.
too bad.
No, I'm 35. That's not that bad.
Okay, yeah, that's not bad at all.
Just the way you said it, just envision you being like
22.
I got in my feelings for a second there because I was like, what?
You
I
guys are
didn't
all
tell you
babies.
when I graduated high school.
Oh, when did you graduate?
If I said it's a while
7 months ago.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier, right? Yeah, I just started this.
No, he started his illustration career 6 months ago.
Yeah, that's what he said. When did you start?
Yeah.
Oh, about 6 months ago. Yeah.
6 months, yeah.
Strong 6 months. Strong 6 months.
He was focused.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So good.
Oh man.
Yeah, Mike Henry, you said, Scotty Young,
That dude.
Yes.
both.
Yeah, those two are probably what I'd consider the main two. There's hundreds and hundreds that fit into the category just directly below them, but they're the two main two.
Yeah.
What about
Actually,
Joe Mad?
I think it was last week, maybe 2 weeks. I don't remember. It was, dude, life is just flashing.
Nice.
I was at Adobe, and across the street from Adobe is where was Mike Henry working?
Zynga.
Zynga. Wow.
And so I took a picture. I've been meaning to post that on Instagram. I'm gonna leave myself a note. Miss us yet?
Real personal, and it's not even you. Be like, miss you.
He's probably gonna have the first middle finger emoticon.
I heard what you said about me.
So I wanted to ask you about art schools in Australia, but you never went.
You only went for a little while.
Yeah.
So there goes that conversation.
I've got a bad story to tell.
You have a bad story to tell?
Just the whole thing of there never seemed to be anything that was available that ran to illustration, and then lots of ads on TV of places that claimed that they could take you in that direction and then not deliver on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing here. And then they get upset when people are like, nah, skip this.
Yeah.
So what's the What's the job situation like for illustrators in Australia?
Okay, yeah. So for me, pretty good. I don't know if, like we were talking about before the show, I don't know if it's big fish, little pond from the town that I'm from. But I have a lot of mates in different parts of Australia, and it's really hit or miss. Some places it seems like that they're not getting work at all. I seem to have just enough to keep me happy. I'm not making a fortune, but I'm paying the bills, so that's good. But
And again,
I don't know if it has to do with.
being happy is completely different than your
Sorry.
wife being happy.
Yes.
Yeah, so we may be at different levels of what I should be doing.
Yeah, she pointed at the key cards. Hey, you're off topic.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Stay on track.
We've painted this whole picture, Jack.
Is there is there a big industry for illustrators out there?
I think so. I'm sort of just starting to crack the surface. I think my career hasn't been long and it hasn't been paved with big companies or anything like that. But I think there's work out there for every tier of skill level as well. You know, not everyone has the budget to be able to get you know the most skilled artists. So there is work for everyone. With me, I probably only have about 2 or 3 companies that I've worked for where I'm like got that feeling of yes, I've made it kind of feel, but I still have a lot of work as well.
Nice, good for you. Congratulations.
Yeah.
So I know that you have an affinity for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes, sir.
A little.
Turtles.
Do you need a little bit of therapy when it comes to these guys? Look it. Oh my. Hang on. Let me.
You want to talk about it? Whoa.
Oh wow, that's dedication.
If you're listening on iTunes,
Yeah.
his armpit has a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle falling out of it.
It's Raphael.
Raphael. Yeah. And
He's got the T-shirt, but yeah, that's
Wow.
you can do that. You can do that. Any Arvo.
It sounded like it was a hater voice.
oh god.
That's okay. You can do that.
No. Let me. Okay, so let me point this out. Next time Dave show the T-shirt, you'll be like, "Yeah, I totally love." And everyone's gonna be like, "Yeah, that's a cool T-shirt." You're gonna be like, "Yeah, but then look at this," and then you show your arm, and then people are gonna be like, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
He's gonna be like, got him.
Yeah.
Got him.
That's
I've
pretty
got a
cool.
koala smoking a joint on the outside.
You just need draw.
That is so
Draw a koala with like a stack of leaves, as if it's a stack of money, but he's just holding it like this, and it's just a bunch of leaves.
Or no, it's him like making
Banging
it
something
rain.
together.
He's
Look at
making it rain with
gift.
eucalyptus leaves. I think we're onto something.
It just sounds like leaves. It just sounds like leaves.
On a similar story, Dave, you worked on something called the Aussie Critters.
Yes, yeah, I did.
Yeah. What was that all about?
It's a toiletries range. Shampoos, conditioners. I think there's going to be like nappy rash and all sorts of things like that coming out. And each product has its own Australian character, whether it's a koala, a kangaroo, things like that. So yeah, I got to design the characters for the toiletries range.
So that's going to be for their labeling and their all that stuff?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool. That's pretty neat.
Hmm.
So yeah, see, you can make it happen. You don't need a. You don't need a. You don't need a whatever.
Agent.
An agent. Thank you. My brain. You can tell I'm not 30.
Well, let me tell you what it's like when you get to that age. It's
When you get to be my age. Like, yeah, I know. I hear you. It gets tough, huh? Speaking of tough, I think right now might be a really good time for
what?
this or that.
We don't get a theme song anymore because YouTube blackballs us. So
Oh no!
Not only that, but my sound card doesn't.
No. YouTube blackballs us.
I mean, YouTube blackballs us. David Atze or Dave Atze. This or that?
Yeah.
Well, actually, let me set this one up a little bit. I know that you're a huge comic book fan, superhero fan, all that good stuff, right? You're looking forward to the new Marvel movie that's coming out soon?
Civil War.
Civil War, uh-huh. Have you seen it yet? Because I saw it on social media. Is that coming out earlier in Australia?
I think we get it like a day or two earlier than you, I think.
Oh, son of a bitch. So don't ruin it. Don't ruin it. Otherwise, we're coming at you.
But obviously, we're ahead.
Yeah. So with that said, you're a big Marvel fan, superheroes, this or that. Whose side would you go on? Captain America or Iron Man?
Oh, see, I think this is a hard question because the theory that I base my decision on contradicts itself when we go Batman versus Superman.
Uh-oh.
So, I would feel Civil War. I'm definitely Team Cap because the government is more the Stark side and trying to control these guys, and I don't feel like they have good at their heart. But then I almost feel the exact opposite when we talk Batman Superman, where I'd be on Batman's side, but it's like it's reversed. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It does, but it's not. I'll let you not feel so bad about your decision by saying, who the hell does Superman think he is? He's going to come here and he's going to tell us what to do with our planet? If you knew what you were doing with people's planets, your stuff wouldn't have blown up.
Yeah.
I'm Team Batman because he's from Earth. Superman is basically homeless.
Yeah.
Get out of here, telling us what to do.
Agree.
Look, I can fly. Shut up, you're stupid.
Homeless.
Yeah.
Guess what? Superman is homeless.
Guess what?
What?
They both suck.
Holy.
Dang.
What?
Harsh.
Moving on.
They both suck.
Moving on.
Batman and Superman, or Marvel and DC?
Batman and Superman, but yeah.
Have any of you guys seen the movie yet?
No.
Yes.
Did you?
Not
Dave,
yet.
did you see it? No, I haven't either.
Nah, tonight.
Charlie and
Yes.
Nah, we're doing this and that. I was gonna ask you, but then it would completely derail this or that, and then
Yeah.
Because it's not derailed already.
yeah.
Oh.
All right. Speaking of superheroes, let's go with some Australian superheroes. This or that. Crocodile Dundee or Steve Irwin the Crocodile.
Yeah.
Okay.
Answer wisely.
These are all going to be hard. I like Steve Irwin.
Yes!
Attaboy.
Wow, Jack.
He's a
I love me some Steve Irwin.
Yeah, 'cause he's a real life hero.
Yeah, Jack got hype. He's like, yes! I was so delighted with the question.
How about Crocodile Dundee? Back in the day when Paul Hogan was doing his own TV show, he had some pretty choice characters on there who they were awesome.
Yeah. This or that. Deviant art or Instagram?
Ooh.
Instagram.
Wow.
I'm glad you said that.
If you asked me like a few years ago, it would have been DeviantArt.
Have you ever paid for the membership for DeviantArt?
Yes, I still am a core member at the moment.
Oh, wow.
He's so fancy.
Have you ever went to
He only
the
pays
wrong
for it so he can follow Mike Henry.
If you were disappointed?
Because
Because it's like Pandora's box.
Did my portfolio for a while.
This DeviantArt is straight like taking the wrong direction.
Yeah.
You can go so far left.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
All right, now let's see what kind of a comic book fan he is. X-Men or Ninja Turtles?
Ninja Turtles. You didn't even have to ask that question.
I got some while we're on that.
You got one, Jack?
Bebop or Rocksteady?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Starts laughing at him.
Ooh.
I like Bebop.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
You left out Krang.
How about... Yeah, who's the ultimate boss, Shredder or Krang?
Shredder.
So then that already answers me. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from the 80s or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from the 2010s?
Ooh. Very specific.
Classics always going to be the best, but I'm really digging the 2012 animated series.
Did you guys see the animated episodes where they were going through the different art styles? This might be some of the newer ones now.
Yes.
But like one episode they went through like Time Portal or whatever, and they came out and they were in like the comic book where all the eyes were glowing, and then the other one was where it's like the 80s versions, and the other one was like the 2010 version. It was like great, and they were all like fighting together, helping each other out.
Yeah.
At what point are they going to make these guys robots?
Well, that was Michael Bay's. That was Michael Bay's, intention.
Was
Yeah.
Something like that. They were aliens or something.
Yeah. They crashed here or something.
Okay, so we're gonna talk shop for 1 second.
What are we doing?
Copic markers or Uniball pen?
Copic.
Oh, see, here I'll pick Copic, but I haven't used the. Is there a Uniball marker or something? I use Mepsi markers.
Ooh, he's going in right now.
He's like, you asked, so I had to tell you.
I know Mepsi markers too. I'm glad you said Copic first, but yeah, Mepsi markers are nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Worst tips.
All right. So this is my last one. You have to concentrate.
Think really hard about this.
What drives you more crazy? When someone says, crikey, or they say, Foster's Australian for beer.
There's a third one you can add to that. Throw another shrimp on the barbie.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. I think I'm totally fine with crikey. It would be the beer. The Foster's beer thing would push me over the edge, I reckon.
I'm just trying to think of something else.
So that's it. That's it for me. And the
Nice.
and this and that. I hope that
was
wasn't
all over the place.
too really painful. There was another
Gosh.
thing that I found out about you when I was
Uh-oh.
stalking you.
Yeah.
You did a little something for an Extreme Championship tournament, for an Extreme Champion tournament.
Yes.
What is that?
It is a comic book, which, as I was speaking earlier, Sean from Comics to Movies, he started writing his own comic book, and got me involved for some projects around that.
Oh, cool.
And so did you draw like covers, or did you draw inside pages?
So,
Fan art?
Nothing directly related with the printed comic. I've done profile pictures for his website. So when you get the comic book, there's different characters involved, and as you go along, if you want to learn more about the character, you can go to his website, and then just to keep it a little bit different from the comic book, you get my more rendered style profile picture as their bio. So I was involved in that side of things, and then I've done a couple of sketch covers for him to help with backers on Kickstarter and to sell at comic conventions.
Very cool. So before the show, I was telling you that I was actually following you on YouTube for a lot longer than I started following you on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
And one of the highlights of our relationships before you even knew we had one going was I
was in the bushes.
yeah, I was in the bushes.
Like this guy.
But this was before you were married, so it's all legal.
Throw the shrimp on the Barbie.
Yeah, and I started yelling in the window, "Throw another shrimp on the Barbie!" No, you had a not an unboxing, but a review video of the,
I know where you're going.
Of the iPad Pro.
Oh, the iPad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Can we talk about that and how I saw that? I don't even know when it came out. I saw that so long ago. And then again, when I was stalking you, I saw that again. I was on the floor. I forgot about how good that was.
Well, thanks.
Talk about the idea behind that. And we're gonna put a link to this video. Also.
Yeah, fill me in with this. Yeah.
Okay.
This is way too good. So how did that idea come about?
Yeah. Okay. So what happened was, as you all know, as soon as the iPad Pro came out, everybody was all over it. All the top artists had this thing and were, throwing out pictures, and it looked awesome. And I couldn't afford to buy one, and so I was watching all of these. I was watching all of these reviews and unboxing, and through the process of watching all of these videos, I realized how absolutely ridiculous that they all were, testing out different things and the things they cared about. And I thought, I have to do a parody on this in terms of the iPad, like iPad piece of paper and a standard pencil, and I wanted to talk about all of the same things that they did, the resolution of the paper, do a drop test outside to see if it still functioned after dropping it. My pencil's got an eraser. Yeah, I just felt like someone had to do it, and I can't believe I may have been the first person. I don't know how that happened.
I'm still thinking it's some kind of electronic piece. I'm so stupid.
Yeah.
I'm thinking electronic.
This is my iPad. And then the funny thing is, Charlie, he's got like three different sizes of sketchbooks.
Comparing the sizes.
He's like, this is the iPad Pro. This is the iPad. This is the iPad Mini. The iPad Mini. I lost it.
This dude panned
Stack them
down
all,
to his
stack them all on top
pad.
of each other, just so you could see the size.
He's showing shading tests right now.
And he's playing so straight. There's not a crack of a smile anywhere.
Oh,
At all.
he's shading right now. He's serious about like.
Ah. And if you listen to it, when he's shading, he's actually talking about the pressure sensitivity. He's like, oh look,
No,
and there's
I remember
no lag at all.
There's like you're zooming in, and he's like, and there's no pixelation. Look at the resolution. No pixelation.
And all he does, Charlie, all he does is he brings the pad closer to the camera. When I zoom in, look at this, dude. So good.
Dude,
that was.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Dude, this is hilarious because you pan down to this piece of paper.
It literally feels like real life.
I have it turned down right now, but he just slowly pulls it. He slowly pulls it to you like.
Thanks, I didn't realize my channel. That's awesome.
Yeah. When I saw that, I was like, I can't believe I didn't put your Instagram and your YouTube together in my head. But
Yeah.
dude, I lost it when I remember seeing that.
Well, what I found funny was because obviously from the outside, when you look at the opening screen, it doesn't look like it's going to be a parody. And I got that many people like complaining, and you know how you've got like an unlike button on there. I'm like, it's a joke. It's a joke, people. Jeez, lighten up. They were quite disappointed it was an iPad review. They thought, oh, I'm going to find a cheap alternative so I can actually afford something that's similar to the iPad. Oh.
How'd you do this with a straight face?
And ironically, it is very similar to the iPad.
This dude's outside doing drop tests.
In many ways.
Yeah.
He's doing drop tests on a beautiful day, by the way. That with a really cool tree in that backyard.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful day.
Yeah.
And then he comes back. Look, see? It's
Nice
fun.
weather
So
here.
good. I'm going to drop it from up here. I'm really nervous.
I hope your pad cracks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The crack would be like a tear.
rough.
You got a tear in his.
Oh no.
So I think we need to talk about throughout this whole show, we found out that you're a little addicted to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and you really like poking fun and making fun of people, and actually iPads and APads and stuff. I think we need to talk about your addiction to burritos.
Oh yeah. Okay. I love Mexican food so much.
Okay.
Do you guys have a lot of Mexicans in Australia? Do you?
No, we don't. No, it's probably Australian Mexican food.
Oh, so yeah, you might come here, have real Mexican food, and be like, "Ooh, this is nasty."
Yeah, maybe.
Or could change his life.
Or it'll change his life. I could take you. There's a place right down the street from my dream houses. What was that, Dave?
I just like my stomach doesn't always agree with it, but anything spicy, yeah, all that good stuff. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. If you ever come visit North Carolina, I almost said North California.
Who's living there?
Yeah. No.
Because you are not.
Yeah. If you ever come up to North California, I'll take you to some places that are legit.
If you ever come to South California, I'll take you to some places that are legit.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll take you to Mexico. How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
And Dave,
You win.
if you ever have a layover in Chicago, I'll come see you at the airport.
Yeah, if you have a layover in Chicago, you have plenty of time because you're probably going to be snowed in.
Wow. Chicago is actually on the list for the next time over.
Cha-ching.
Next time you go to Chicago,
it's a
you
great
let me
city.
know.
Coming this summer.
Yeah.
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 I don't think I'd be able to handle winter.
When I mean by summer, I mean like the real summer. Come like the middle of July.
Yeah. Wait for late July, early August. Yeah, the weather in
Oh.
Chicago is, you know, they say if you don't like the weather in Chicago, just wait half an hour.
Dude, I had the whole like getting soaked by rain and stuff, and I'm like, why is it raining? It's the end of April. So they didn't say anything about May showers, May showers and snow. 2 weeks ago, it was snowing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it doesn't make sense out
I take
there.
it personal.
I would too. That's why I moved. I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Everything from Chicago is bipolar.
Like
So
fake
Dave,
snow.
I got one last question for you. It's a little bit of a serious question, but
Sure.
what keeps you drawing?
Good question. The others, I think, is probably a big one. Seeing all the talent on Instagram daily just put out really high quality stuff kind of keeps driving me to do better and to learn more. But it's always going to be cartoons, comics, things like that. The need to create my own version of these things. Hopefully, that one day there'll be someone else growing up who likes a Dave Atze cartoon or something, and that gets them into drawing. Kids as well. Is that too many things? That's too many things, isn't it?
Oh, not at all. Not at all. You can
Yeah.
say I draw for chocolates. I don't know the.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
I have. I have drawn for chocolate.
Yeah.
Oh,
Was it good
man.
chocolate?
It was good chocolate.
Hey, you better calm yourself down.
Nice.
Chocolate is my friend. Put respect on my chocolate.
Put respect to my chocolate. What do you think?
Oh no.
Are you done talking?
He said, "Are you finished or are you done?"
Are you finished? Are you done? All three of y'all.
Oh, tree.
All three.
All right, so Jack got hit by the rolling blackouts again. So,
Oh no.
so
See you, Jack.
so actually before well, no, because we were talking about APAD and APAD Pros and stuff like that. So last week we had Ralph Thomas from Sketch Wallet on.
Sketch Wallet.
And if you see, I got this this box of goodies, right? So
Nice.
this is a Sketch Wallet, and if I open it, it's proof that it's a brand new HD Sketch Wallet. It's
you got
wow.
you get the built-in APAD Mini.
You didn't get the.
Nice.
You only got the HD version. I got the 4K.
Oh well, you know. And it comes with this cool little paper clip thing there, right? So I think what we're gonna do is anyone, Dave, you included.
The embroidery is awesome.
Yeah.
So Ralph sent this, and I already have one, so I'm not gonna keep it. So what we're gonna do is, if you draw something. Anything, and you post it to Instagram, and you tag. Oh, Sketchzone doesn't have Instagram, so
we
tag
don't. Wait a
me.
minute, we don't. Yeah, fix that.
Coconut Justice. You could do hashtag Sketchzone, and do do at Coconut Justice
Mm-hmm.
and tag Ralph at Sketch Wallet. And then whoever is basically wanting a wallet, what we're going to do is tag us, me and Ralph, and I think I'm gonna leave this open for a solid month, and then depending on however many people do the artwork and actually submit, what I'll do is I'll take all those names, put it in a hat, and then we'll pull out a winner, and whoever wins, I'm gonna send this wallet to you.
Awesome.
And if you wanna see what it's all about, go to sketchwallet.com, and you can see just all the amazing artists who are. If you watched last week's show, you'll know what I'm talking about. But yeah, thank you, Ralph, for that. There you go. Draw something.
Yeah.
Tag me and at Sketch Wallet. So at Coconut Justice, at Sketch Wallet. Yes, both of us have to be, because Ralph gets drawings every day by like the bunches.
Yeah.
I don't. So yes, I'm biting off of Ralph. I'm sorry, Ralph. I'm sorry, Ralph. But yeah, so tag me at Coconut Justice and Ralph at Sketch Wallet, and just let's see what you can do. Tag us, and we're gonna put everyone in a hat, and you could win a Sketch Wallet.
Yeah.
So there you have it.
Is there any advantage to drawing a koala with a eucalyptus?
Possibly, but I can't say that publicly.
That sounds like a beautiful idea.
Nice.
You might, yeah. That might be funny. That might be
Hilarious.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that might be it. Like draw a koala with a blunt. But then that would knock out a lot of the kids. The kids would be drawing like a eucalyptus blunt.
Yeah.
Parents would be like, "What the heck?"
Or worse.
Like, "No, mommy, it's Sketch Zone." And then that's it. That's it. Get out of here.
That's it.
So yeah, tag at Coconut Justice and at Sketch Wallet, and yeah, do that.
Do it.
And then with that said, Dave Atze. If
Yes.
people are looking for you and your work and what they want to keep up with you and maybe see your next review video, where can they find you?
Sure. So if you just search Dave Atze anywhere, don't add anywhere on the Dave Atze search. But I'm just Dave Atze on Instagram, Facebook, everything. Dave Atze. Just type in.
And for clarification, DAVEATZE.
Correct.
Yes. Thank you so very much for being on the show.
Thanks for having me, guys. Great meeting you.
I was very much looking forward to this show.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
Charlie, if people are looking for you, where can they find you?
Well, you can find my portfolio at cargocollective.com/Charlie B. Williams. You can also find me on Facebook at CharlieBW3, Instagram CharlieBW3, and Twitter is also CharlieBW3. So check it out. And Pinterest is the almighty Pinterest, CharlieBW3. Follow it and get your life right.
And since Jack hasn't paid his electric bill, I'll go ahead and say that that was Jack Kasperzak. You can go to sketchbookjack.com or sketchbookjack pretty much anywhere. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all those good things. I am Carlos Gomez. You can find me at carlosrgomez.com or, like I said earlier, on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Behance. You can find me under the name Coconut Justice. This has been the Sketch Zone podcast. You can find us at sketch.zone. You can go to twitter.com/sketchzone. You can go to facebook.com/thesketchzone, youtube.com//sketchzone podcast.
English
And
is
you
second
can
language.
find us on Stitcher, SoundCloud, and subscribe to us on iTunes. And yeah, I know I keep saying this every week, but remember, if you leave a comment on iTunes,
Yes,
and
please.
even if you tell your friends about us on YouTube and stuff, that's cool too.
Tell
But
your
we're trying
friends about me.
to bump up that iTunes,
Bump it up.
so that iTunes life.
Pump.
So if you leave a comment on iTunes, we're gonna go ahead and read that on the show, get you some exposure out there. So with that said, have a wonderful Arvo. That's it for us. Have a good week,
See you guys.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys.